when fraudsters are arrested, criminals, or just anybody out there, once they're arrested and they've looked at the years they might be spending in prison or whatever it is, the consequences of their crime, they begin to talk like a tap has been opened. This is what is happening to Ramon Abbas, aka HUSHPUPPI. He is an infamous Nigerian fraudster who recently pleaded guilty in the United States. And he narrated how he bribed a Nigerian celebrated police chief. If you're just coming across this channel, tap on the subscription button and the red notification icon bell to alert you whenever videos such as this are dropped. And if you are a returning subscriber or you're already a member of this wonderful family, I say welcome for coming back again and God bless. The name of this celebrated Nigerian police is Abba Kyari. Abba Kyari, not the late Abba Kyari, but a police officer popular in Nigeria. The same Abba Kyari was seen in Oba, Anambra State, during the burial of a man known as Obi Kubana. Now, is there a link or not? I do not know. But when you see police officers like this attend burials, it could be friends, they could be just anything. Anything could have linked them together. Obi Kubana might have had problems, or friends or people around him might have had issues and they needed to contact the police officer. You know how it's done in Nigeria. It is who know who. It's not like you can just go to the police station and your case will be put out there and dealt with. It is who knows who. And most of the times, when people make huge amount of money, the next thing they try to do is to connect themselves with police officers, security operatives, government officials, because those are the people that can give you problems and you need to associate with them. So I'm not trying to tell you that Obi Kubana and his carcass have criminal connections with Abba Kyari. But HUSHPUPPI went deep, and I think a lot of things will be coming out soon. Federal authorities in the United States have been investigating Abbas Ramon and his co-conspirators after their syndicate was busted in Dubai, New York, and other top cities last year, June. Officials said in court filings that Mr. Abbas disclosed during interrogation that he paid bribes to Mr. Kyari, a deputy police commissioner, to have one of his rivals arrested and jailed in Nigeria following a dispute over a $1.1 million dupe of a Qatari business person. You know how these guys roll. It's a clique, it's a connection. They have this kind of carcass. One person has someone who has an account, probably in America, Europe, or Middle East, or Asia, just anywhere. Someone has an ACA somewhere. Someone has a contact, a connection. So they all come together. They could be 40, they could be 20, they could be 50, they could be 10. All of them come together, pull their resources together to break into that job, as they often call it, and they defraud the person. So it's not like one person is hacking and is doing all of these big things that you hear about, and this huge amount of money. This $1.1 million dollars, sorry. If you know the number of people that are involved in it, you'll be shocked. So, according to HUSHPUPPI, his rival decided to elope with probably a lot of the cash, or probably say, oh, the deal that we did, the money didn't come out, and he felt that the money came out. And it could also be that the percentage that he asked for was not given to him. So he called on Mr. Kyari. He said Mr. Kyari acted on the call and did what he needed to do. And I'm sure a lot of you want to know, who is this rival that was asked to be jailed, that he called Kyari to be jailed. Mr. Kyari has been called, but he has not returned calls and messages, seeking his response to what HUSHPUPPI claimed. Mr. Abbas asked Mr. Kyari to arrest and jail a fellow fraudster called Kelly Chibuzo Vincent after both were locked in a dispute, presumably over how to share the $1.1 million loot received from the Qatari business person. Mr. Vincent subsequently contacted the victim and informed him that he was being scammed by a syndicate involving him and Mr. Abbas. You see how these things go. When Vincent realized that HUSHPUPPI was going to use some powerful people, police officers, police commissioners, to lock him down, take probably all that he has, involve EFCC in it, he decided to bust the whole job by calling on that Qatari business person and saying, look, me, Vincent, and Abbas, we are fraudsters. We are trying to scam you. Let everything bust. Let them catch everybody. Since this guy is trying to put me in jail, he will also go down the drain. And as you can see, they say there is honor among thieves, but I don't think so. Fraudsters try to defraud themselves. That is how it works. They try to defraud themselves when they get themselves involved in any kind of deal. They try to look for the smartest person that can cut off cash. They try to muscle on other people, particularly if they have political connection and security agents and they are rich. Probably they've been doing these things and they got lucky. They become so proud. They become so full of themselves. They want to take advantage of the other person. This elicited anger from HUSHPUPPI, who contacted Abba Kyari to arrest and jail his rival over the dispute. So the story is that they did this deal, and in between, the sharing formula was not what probably Vincent was comfortable with. Probably HUSHPUPPI, most of the time, the place where the money gets into is, that is the end point, the last point where the whole cash gets into before they dispatch it into each other's account or give to each other cash on hand or whatever it is. That person has the final say. Most of the time, the person can decide and say, look, from what we discussed before, it's not going to be 40-60. It is now going to be the other way around. It's going to be 70-30. And now probably the person who did the job, who brought in the job, the ACA and all of those things is like, no, we cannot share 30 among us. And HUSHPUPPI might say, I want the whole 70 for myself. The Vincent can say, I want 70 for myself. There's nothing you guys can do. So this is what brought about contacting Kyari, arrest and jail Vincent over this. Mr. Kyari and Abbas sent pictures of Vincent. Abbas said Mr. Kyari sent him pictures of Vincent in jail and subsequently sent his bank account number to Abbas, to which a wire transfer should be made, having done a good job as sent by Abbas. Court documents outline a dispute among members of the conspiracy, which allegedly prompted Vincent to contact the victim and claim that Abbas and Juma were engaged in fraud. After this contact, Abbas allegedly arranged to have Vincent jailed in Nigeria by Abba Alhaji Kyari, 46-year-old police officer in Nigeria. According to the affidavit, Kyari is a highly decorated deputy commissioner of the Nigerian police force who is alleged to have arranged for Vincent to be arrested and jailed at Abbas' behest, and then sent Abbas photographs of Vincent after his arrest. Kyari also allegedly sent Abbas bank account details for an account into which Abbas could deposit payment for Vincent's arrest and imprisonment. United States Justice Department said in a statement. After the $1.1 million fraud was successful, Mr. Abbas spent $230,000 on a watch and also bribed officials at St. Kitts and Nevis for his citizenship of that island country. So these are the ways these guys roll. $1.1 million, he got his own share from the cash, he got his own money. $230,000. He bought that watch that you saw him always showing on the internet, showing a $230,000 watch. Of course, you'll be going to jail. Once you bring that kind of money out, you show that kind of watch, you'll be going to jail. And buying St. Kitts and Nevis so as to be able to travel to the Caribbean, go to certain countries without visa. And don't forget that Nigeria is a no-go area for him. Approximately $230,000 dollars of the stolen funds allegedly were used to purchase a Richard Mille RM1103 watch, which was handed and delivered to Abbas in Dubai and subsequently appeared in HUSHPUPPI social media posts. Other illicit proceeds from the scheme were allegedly converted into cashier's checks, including $50,000 in checks that were used by Abbas and a co-conspirator to fraudulently acquire a St. Christopher and Nevis citizenship, as well as passport for Abbas obtained by creating a false marriage certificate and then bribing a government official in St. Kitts. Mr. Abbas pleaded guilty to the multi-million-dollar fraud earlier this month and faces up to 20 years in jail. He will be sentenced in the coming weeks and will forfeit some of his assets and his rights to appeal while also paying restitution to victims of his years-long fraud. Abba Kyari has long grabbed media accolades as a non-nonsense cop who brought sanity to violent but lucrative crimes in Nigeria, including kidnapping and armed banditry. He received an accelerated promotion for his exploit, but critics have repeatedly warned that these tactics had become increasingly brutal, opaque, and corrupt. In 2018, rights group Amnesty International accused Abba Kyari of illegally depleting assets of a suspected criminal after his team shot the man dead on the highway. Collins, sz1, wife at the time, said Abba Kyari and his team withdrew money from her late husband's bank account and pocketed millions in accommodation proceeds from his hotels. Abba Kyari denied corruption among his team but did not categorically address the allegations of the sz1s. At about the same time as when Abbas was arrested last June in Dubai, Mr. Kyari was honored by the Nigerian House of Representatives, with lawmakers praising him for diligent, incorruptible service to the nation. What does this tell you? Not everything that you see is always true or right. It's as simple as that, or correct. A lot of people, point fingers at certain people, saying these people are thieves, these people are criminals, and they say they are not. Time will tell.